From Hong Kong, this is the Mea Culpa podcast with lessons learned from startups, based on the Postmodern Conference, where founders, investors, lawyers, and mentors share their stories about working on, with, or for startups. Today, we have Irene Wong. Welcome, Irene.
Hello.
Irene is the founder and CEO of IX Fintech Group in Hong Kong. Irene, thank you for being our guest today.
My pleasure.
Can you tell me, if I look at your history, you're not particular a serial entrepreneur with multiple startups under your belt. So how did you get into startups?
It starts with when I was with the Hong Kong Stock Exchange back in 2013. I joined in 2011. And around 2013, I took a course with the Wharton School. So that course is the Wharton Fellowship Program. And at that time, I was under duty to expand the volume for the Hong Kong Stock Exchange on the stock options. So I was thinking, how I can make the market much bigger rather than knocking on the door from each brokers and asking them to trade more. Because even if I ask them to trade more, it's same the market size, right? So if A got more, B got less, at the end it's zero sum game. So what I thought is how I can expand the total market so that each of the Hong Kong brokers can get the biggest shares of the market. That was where it was coming from. And as such, I think I need to take up more knowledge and to know about what is the next big things in the world. So I took some money, from my salary, and I took some holiday from my annual leave, and went all the way to the Silicon Valley, to take the first class of the Wharton School, the Next Big Thing program, which is the fellowship program. And from there, I learned about the first time, 2013, I learned about the big data, AI, and all these nano technology, fabric technology. Went to see the Facebook, also the Apple, etc. All these big enterprises. And that's how it enlightened me, to open my mind and start doing the first mobile app for the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, which we launched in 2013 or 14. So that was the only app now in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and it was on stock options. And from then on, so I got the more into the technology because I can from there see what is the next coming in the world, which I think each industries, no matter whether you're in finance or in a textile or in a transportation, you need to merge with technology going forward with the big data, more advanced technology in telecom, etc. Because with the 5G coming, and that is how I develop my entrepreneur mind, hoping to do something and go with the trend of the world.
So, if I understand it correctly, that was at that point for the Hong Kong Stock Exchange more like an intrapreneurship, like internally inside of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, having a more entrepreneurial mindset to see how that grows. What did you came up with? Like, how did you how were you able to grow that market?
As I said, because I need to think out of the box,
Yeah.
right, to grow the market. So I need some injection, some new thoughts from my past experience. And one of the way that I think I can acquire this ability is to learn. And that is why I went to this Wharton School and learned about the next big thing. But actually, it's all coming from coincidence because actually initially took the EDP, which is the Executive Development Program from the Wharton School, because at that time I was running my position and I think I should brush up my management skills. So I went to Philadelphia and took the EDP course. And after the EDP course, they invited me to the fellowship program. And so happened that I think I need to acquire some new thoughts and join the program. And it is an external program, so it is not sent by the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. It's uh, from myself.
Okay, so you actually went there for the EDP, the Executive Development Program,
Yeah. So
because you wanted to develop yourself more as an executive, so not as a entrepreneur. So I wouldn't say
yeah.
where at one point did you make for yourself the decision like I don't want to become a more accomplished executive. I want to really start for myself. Like, what was there one key moment for you that you said, this is it, and now I have to start doing
Good.
this?
When I think I have already accomplished my promise with the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, when I was being hired in 2011, there was a objective and a goal for me to achieve, which is to expand the volume on Hong Kong stock options, listed Hong Kong stock options volume. So during that few years, I implemented different things. So such as launching the new stock options corner, roll out more education courses, more advanced option courses on the usage, and also launch the first mobile app, and then to negotiate with the US SEC on the no action relief, so that the Hong Kong market can accept US investor to buy our listed stock options. Otherwise, our listed stock options cannot be sold to the Americans. So without the no action relief. So that took me 3 years in negotiation with the SEC. And I also, apart from open the door with the US, I opened the door with Taiwan. So doing the same thing, it gave us 44 stock options, which can be sold to the Taiwanese. So that's how I expand the market for the exchange. And after that, the stock options corner roll out, the apps roll out, the SEC we obtained, the CFTC and I forgot the FSC, I think in Taiwan, we also obtained. And I thought, oh, it is it is some kinds of accomplishment, and I think I have achieved what I have promised. At the same time, I have a desire to continue building on the mobile app, and to continue on that path. But I think during that time, the exchange main focus is more on the connect, if I don't remember wrongly, which is on the infrastructure. Whereas my background is a trader, a hedge fund trader. Before I joined the stock exchange, I was the head execution trader for different global hedge funds. So my skill set is mainly on investment, making money, investment strategies, and I thought it is time to have a change. And because of my desire to continue working on the apps and those kind of technologies, and that's how I decided, okay, it could be time that I started my own firm. And also when I look at my age, I'm approaching 40, mid 40s. So if I don't start at that time, I think it will be too late, because it probably will take me 5 to 10 years to build a company. So that's the last chance I think I can start my company. And that's why I decided to start my company and become an entrepreneur.
Okay. Okay.
One more reason,
Um,
because I want to share, because in 2013, I was also being introduced by a friend to join the Lions Club, which is a service club. And then I decided, if I do not have my own company, I cannot control my time. And if I cannot control my time, I cannot use my time in doing service. So if I can build a successful company, I can allow myself to do something which can give back to the society. It could be small, like doing some kinds of a service, giving lunch boxes, or helping the elderlies. But if you are a senior executive of a very big organization, normally you work one day to Sunday with your heads full of the company's different agendas. So yeah, so that is the reason.
okay, that's great to hear. That's definitely a great reason also to do that. When it comes to starting at that point, making the decision to, yeah, quit your probably comfortable job at the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, how did you prepare yourself? Did you set some goals for yourself? Did you say like, okay, I have say X amount of savings, so that gives me 2-3 years of runway, and I have to get to a certain point with my company within X amount of months, otherwise I will stop? Or did you just go full in and see where you will eventually end?
Oh, interesting. In that sense, I think I'm not the brightest entrepreneur, when you ask me this question, because initially when I started my company, I treated it more as my hobby, rather than a business. So, so I just try to do something that I like to do, and I think is I should do. So at that moment, what I think is in Hong Kong we need a platform which is more automatic in doing brokerage, and especially in education. So making education brokerage more automatic and transparent, and for different people, and especially if we look at the stock options, which is my area when I was in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, I think there is a scope to improve it by injecting more. We call it mid-touch service. So in the very old days, we have the very low touch, very high touch service, meaning that okay, you have a broker calling you and every day giving you some information of the market, through the calls, recommending you what to buy, right? So it's very high touch service. So in the past 20 years, the world changed to very, very low, another extreme, very low touch service, meaning that so nobody serves you, you take care of yourself. Even if you place an order and if the order went through or doesn't went through, with a IT bugs, nobody can help you because you may not be able to find the customer service when you ring the customer's service hotline. So I think it is too much. And what I was trying to contribute is, I think, for example, like structured products, options, this kind of more complicated products, really need a more, programmed kind of education and communication with the customer, maybe via a chatbot, so that we can prevent things from happening again in 2009 on the financial tsunami. If you remember about the accumulators and people buying structured products but without full knowledge about what it is, they do not know they by buying it have actually sold multiple puts. We call it multiple puts, which can cause them drained in their cash flow, no matter market turn around going down. And this is something that I first, when I start my company, want to accomplish is, I think this is a right thing, a right direction to do. So I start. So without thinking too much about whether it makes money or not, which is wrong, I think. But because I have some money, then I can afford. And at the same time, I start doing my columns. I start writing. So I have a column in one of the most popular Chinese financial newspaper, and I wrote it for 4.5 years for my columns.
Okay, and then you start out. You say you started your hobby, but that means that at one day you're not an employee anymore. You have to go somewhere, or you probably work from home, or you rent an office. But then, like, what was your first step? What was the first thing you did on your first day, not being an employee anymore, but a founder? Well, did you
Oh, yes. That was in
start
2000.
hiring people?
Mm.
Did you start hiring people? Did you start getting an office? What was your first steps?
Good question. Because when I left the Hong Kong Exchange, one reason is because at that time, one of the board of director actually asked me to help another tycoon, on their business. So I was given 20 something seats in the Pacific Place office, at the time. So, and that's afford me to be there, starting to continue writing my mobile apps, and we call it UI UX today. But at that time, I'm using the PPT to draw each of the pages about from which button to what button. So it's all designed by myself, on the IX option app. And then not until around 2018, because uh, uh, 2016, I think we got admitted by the Cyberport at the time. 2018, we have a need from Cyberport that we need to accomplish something to graduates from the incubation program. Because I need to graduate from the incubation program, though I speed up on completion on my IX option projects. So that is how I think, I really need to start making it a real business. And in 2018, I start hiring my first interns using the Cyberport incubation funds. And that is when I really think about, making it into a business. Also because before that, I have some illness. So in 2018, I took a big operation and I still alive, right? So since then, I decided to make it a real business in 2018 after that operation.
Okay. Great to hear that you're recovered from that. So, uh, but then you start out with interns, but as you know, they will be gone in a couple of months or maybe even a year if they're long-term
Mm.
interns. So how did you start building a team, and how did you fund it yourself, or did you got external investors?
Um, Most of the time, I fund it myself. So I'm very lucky. So comparing myself, with the other entrepreneur, first of all, I have savings. When I was trader, I kept some savings, and secondly, I have investment skills, trading skills. So whenever I do not have money, then I go to the market and trade. Then I have some money, right? So and I was also lucky, in 2018, I start again because of curiosity. I start learning about the digital asset market and about mining, about the Bitcoin, the blockchain, etc. So I invested some mining machines as well, and that mining machines make good profits. And as such, it also support me from building a real team. But back to your comments about the interns, I actually find interns can be really powerful. So, to my experience, if you can find really passionate fresh graduates or graduates, in their first few years, but with a desire to learn and to grow, they actually perform much better, than people who have been in the market for 10 or 20 years. This is uh, 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 what I think, based on my past few years experience. And and I feel very happy to be working with the young people because I feel young, and at the same time I can feel their passion, they can feel my passion. Together we have a special chemical of working together. The whole experience is happy and energetic. So that's what I enjoy in the process. And when you talk about they will leave, yes, they will leave, and then the next round and the next batch of the intern will come. So people come and leave, come and leave. It can be very tiring because I have to keep teaching again and again. But while I'm teaching, I think I'm also giving because during that 3 months or 6 months when you were together with them, you are not only giving knowledge to them, but you are giving a life wisdom, sharing your wisdom of what you think in life. What I have done wrong in my life, no, I hope they will not repeat what I have done wrong. And at the same time, I will share with them my vision about how we can make the world better. What is the responsibility, of a educated person? You got educated because you have the chance of being educated, not because you are the best of the best. It's just because you are lucky. You are lucky to get into the university and took away some other people's opportunity, which maybe they are smarter than you, but they have no money. So for that, you have to be alert and be conscious about this, and you should treasure what you have, and if possible, you should give back. Because I always think I'm very lucky, and I in the process I took away some people's chance, And since I have this chance of acquiring the knowledge and went into good school and went into good company, so in my whole life, I so far got what I want to do. So I think I am very grateful to that, and that is why I hope the next generation and the young people I met, I can share with them, and I hope them to be lucky and happy as well in their life.
It's very admirable. Thank you very much for that, doing that. What was when you're starting that company, and of course, you financially there was not a big issue, right? But
Mm,
as you know, being an entrepreneur, it's risk taking. Of
mm,
course, as a trader, you also take risk. Can
mm.
you explain a little bit the difference between the risk taking factors that you have to have as a trader and the risk taking factors and resistibility what you have to have as a founder?
Oh, when I was a trader, actually, I do not take it so much as a risk because deep in my mind, I know it is an expected return. So to me, it's like I already know I have over, for example, 70%, that I will make money. So as long as you have enough cash flow, you will just roll up and roll up, your return. And it is not that difficult to make money if you are not greedy and not driven, by the market, because market do repeats is the same. So if you have market sense, you will find it not that difficult to make money when you look at sub currency versus the gold, the commodity, and versus US and the Hong Kong market. So right away you figure out a way of making money. For example, if the Hong Kong market is down, right? Before the US open, you can buy it, you can sell it on the Globex. So you know the pattern, in the past few days, whether you should sell it before the US open or not. Then you just follow, the pattern, you can make some money. As long as you are not greedy, have to make 200 points every time you make 50 points to 80 points, you still can make some money. Or you can find some arbitrage opportunity. Or even today is even easier because the coin market is so imperfect when comparing with the traditional market. Especially if you look at the Bitcoin, right? A few years ago, when it go up, it all the way going up for almost more than 6 months. So you just buy and keep on and let it run. You make money, you know. And comparing with an entrepreneur is not, because as an entrepreneur is totally heavily, I think it's very, very risky, especially in the first 1 year to 2 years. Very fragile. You do not know where you will be going because nobody knows you. Nobody can see what you are building yet. Even you can build something, it will be so small because your team is so small. How can you build big things, right? And if nobody is supporting you, on the funding, so I think the chance of failure is very, very, very big. So this is what is happening, I think, in in most of the startups in every countries as well. So if you look at the failure rate, I think maybe it's over 90% or even higher. Yeah. So when comparing with trading and starting and entrepreneur and being an entrepreneur, I think to me trading is much safer. It's much safer.
Uh,
So yeah, it's not that risky.
how do you handle yourself to be able to go and like take that risk head on, like what you said, right? It's totally different than, for instance, being a trader. So, what do you like that risk of being
You
an
mean the
entrepreneur?
entrepreneurial risk, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's very different. If you trade, right, you can all to me, because I'm a professional trader, so I have my way of making money. But since you have already achieved that long time ago, right? Back in 2009, I'm one of the most high paid execution trader in Asia. So you already know you achieved, and you already know you can do that. So next thing you think, okay, what can I achieve more, right? Then I think I never build anything. So I just trade with the numbers, and then I got some money. And you start to hope to do something more. and to acquire new experience. And the gods then bring me to Hong Kong Stock Exchange, which I learned project management, and other management skills. So what I am trying to say is, sorry, I forgot the questions. If you don't mind me.
No worries. How do you handle the entrepreneur risk for yourself, like personally?
Okay.
Because it's very insecure, right? Like,
Hmm.
what do you do for yourself to mitigate that?
Two things psychologically, because I have a very, very strong vision and mission I want to achieve. And because the vision and the mission can be so impactful to the world that I know, I think it is worth to pay my time today to try hard for it. Because the outcome can be very, very, very beneficial to the whole world. And because of that, I'm so small, right? When comparing with the whole world, I think I should do it. So worth paying my time to do it for the bigger impact and outcome. So that's first thing psychologically. Uh, in terms of monetary, uh, it's because I still have some ability of making money whenever I am running out of money. So this is my, my gift. So I can go out and trade some futures, right, or trade some Bitcoin if I really need to. But I have to balance my time because when I really devoted to run my startups, I have no time in trading. If I need to trade, I really need to focus on trading. So that's the thing. And in the past, I think one year, in the past 1 year, I didn't even pay a single time in trading at all. So I stopped trading for 1 year in the past 12 months. And that's how my P&L keep on going down. My personal P&L keep going down because I have to burn my money to support my company. And because the company is growing, you keep hiring more and more expensive people, right?
Okay. So, can you share your vision and your mission that you have right now?
um, yes. First of all, I think we are in a very, very critical moment in the human history. We are moving into a digital asset era. So if you heard about metaverse, and the blockchain finance, blockchain transportation, everything blockchain, right? It's a comparing with the past, which is from typewriter to computer, or from washing machine, or having a car, from bicycle. I think this is far more destructive uh, than before because it can change the whole way of running a financial system in the world. So when I say a running a financial system in the world, this is very, very how to say impactful to different countries. It can have a redistribution of wealth in there because of the new game, and for that reason, I think we have to handle really carefully on the evolution and development of this digital finance era. And because of that, with the experience I have in the industry over almost 30 years now, so I think I have a responsibility, to contribute and help, together to shape the right ecosystem, for the uh, for the coming years. And these few years will be critical because it can lay down the infrastructure and the fundamental of how this new financial ecosystem will be running, in the next 30 or 50 years. So, um, and that's one. And also, I think in this new finance era, if we do it well, we can solve problems like financial inclusion. We can solve problem about some countries being isolated in the world because of political reason, and we can also more efficiently in redirecting some money or capital to very, very meaningful projects. For example, green sustainability projects, we can achieve that if we do it properly. So that's why I want to contribute.
Okay. What was the hardest thing so far building your company? Because you've been building this now for like 6 years in total.
Oh, in the first few years, as I said, I treat it more like a hobby. But right now, I think since 2018, the second half, I really is building the company. So it's about 3 or 4 years. Yes.
And what was the hardest thing so far?
I think the hardest things is, first of all, achieve something, right, which can attract people's attention. So different startup make different things, right? But a lot, first of all, even if you achieve, people may not find it very special about what you do. And what is more challenging is halfway you are doing it, you discover another person is also doing the same thing, another startup is also doing the same thing, and at the same time when other people who have the money know your idea, they can catch up. And if you have a good idea, people catch up with those people with more money catch up and can do it quicker. And even you originally have the best idea, you maybe overtake by the others. So for us, when I'm running my business, I discover that, and what I am trying to solve this problem is building different blocks so that these blocks, when adding together, will become another level. So will become another level. So no matter which blocks you take away from me, if so happen there's a competitor take away one of my blocks or doing something which is similar to one of my blocks, it doesn't matter because you do not have the other blocks. So you cannot go to the next level, whereas I will still be able to protect myself and go to the next level because we are building an ecosystem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Great to hear. By now, how big is your team?
At the moment, our team is less than 12 people full time. We have one colleague in Russia, one colleague in London, one colleague in Canada, and then the rest in Hong Kong.
Okay, that's quite already a significant team. Still probably manageable by yourself. Where's the growth path, and how do you see yourself growing this company, and what did you already put in place to make this ready for growth?
I think a few things. So first of all, in the past 2 years, 2 to 3 years, what we have done is we are able to create three indices, which is the IX Crypto Index, IX Bitcoin Index, and IX Ethereum Index. And these three indices are right now every 15 seconds from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Hong Kong time, running non-stop in the world via the NASDAQ, US NASDAQ Global Indices data services. So if you type IXCI index in Bloomberg, you can find our indices, and the same you can find it in Reuters, Yahoo Finance, and other information vendors in the world. And for that, we expect that very, very soon you will see our products in the world. So in the past 2 years, we did not allow our products to go in the world because we do not think we are ready yet on putting products outside. Reasoning is because we have to ensure that our dissemination of indexes is stable, with resilience, with contingency plan, and these are a lot of work. So it's not just calculating the index. Calculating the index is easy, but to have a stable and resilience and very safe and contingency infrastructure is different things. So what we have been doing in this year is ready to get certified by a Big Four external auditor to come to see our IT operation and our procedures to make sure that even an external Big Four auditor will think we achieve maybe ISO level on the IT, and also we have all the contingency plan and ready, etc. And we also have to make ourselves IOSCO compliance so that we make sure our index when issuing products is recognized by the world IOSCO. under the our school scheme. And at the same time, we have to right now what we are doing is to make our indexes from disseminating from 9 to 9 to 24 hours non-stop. So, and we are expecting that there will be futures launch, in the first half of this year in an exchange. And from then on, after that, we will expect option will be launched, on the ICE crypto index. And with the futures and options launch, we expect ETF issuers will be easy to hedge against, their production of the creation of the ETF. And we should be able to get our license fee from the products launch. And because the product will be getting more popular, the data will be needed by different people trading it. And we are also building a platform which is similar to the CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, to put a full list of all the coins in the world. And right now we are connecting different exchanges in the world. So we are adding it more and more so that, I think within 1 year, we should be one of the biggest players in showing all the tokens available in the world.
Yeah, and especially when you're talking about digital assets and tokens, they're indeed not 9 to 5; they're 24/7
Yes. And
going
then
on.
another part is that our ATM and wallet. So we are the only player, I think, in the world which is able to create a truly decentralized ATM and a truly decentralized wallet by ourselves. So this year is getting exciting because what we have achieved is we already have built an ATM truly decentralized, and the first one with the post-quantum computing security. So it should be the safest ATM, decentralized ATM in the world. And we also have achieved building the safest wallet, decentralized wallet in the world, because it also integrated the post-quantum computing security, which is already have the US patent, from a Canadian startup listed in the OTC Canada market for over 10 years. And what's more, our ICE wallet also integrated a Edinburgh startup with the Barclays FinTech Award last year on the privacy identity authentication. So that is the next generation OTP technology already there. So this year, what we will do is we will showcase how we can let our wallet and our DAM talk. Meaning that if you go through the KYC on our wallet, you may not need to do the same KYC again on all the DAM anymore.
Okay, that sounds very interesting, and of course, into like very logical, right? Should be, because you already did KYC once, and if it's connected with each other, then it should be already said, hey, this person is already KYC'd, so you don't have to do that again. Very interesting. ATMs, that's something totally different. I did a project when it came to crypto ATMs in the past. How do you see the market there? Because there is already, of course, a lot of players out there. There is already a lot of hardware providers out there that are doing this. Where do you see the future of ATMs going?
Good question. Right now, what you see, the other players like the GD, so the ATM is to serve you on the cryptos, which is the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the main cryptos, right? But what differentiates ourselves from the other people is we also have tokenization ability. So last year we have completed the FSTB projects with Cyberport projects. We tokenized a TCAC into a T-coin and successfully completed it and being audited by the Cyberport. So what we will do this year is to really launch the T-coins so that people can buy the T-coins and exchange for the TCACs in different prestige clubs in Hong Kong and in the future, maybe in the world. And from then on, once this is successful, we will tokenize other assets and put it on our wallet. And in the future, if you can think about it, you can trade it in our wallet or trade it in the ATM. And what's more is we already have the ability of doing a double offline payment. Double offline payment. What does it mean? Meaning that even without internet, you can make a payment. on decentralized system. So this is what I think most of the country are now hoping, to develop in their new kinds of digital e-payment system, and also what is necessary for the financial inclusion, because in a very very poor country they may not have internet, so how are you going to give them finance abilities in those area, very poor area, is to be able to have this double offline payment ability, and we already have that. So I think 1 year from now on, we will start developing our IX Pay. And the IX Pay will be able to let people using our IX wallet to be able to bridge between the blockchain ecosystem and the fiat ecosystem. So actually, although it is one wallet, one phone, your one phone actually have two apps behind it, which one is blockchain, one is fiat, but we connected it and we have an architecture which is in process on the patent to bridge between the blockchain and the fiat.
All right. That sounds very exciting. It sounds very interesting also. Looking forward to see the results on that. When it comes to entrepreneurship,
Mm,
what is the most valuable advice that's ever given to you?
mm,
Something that you would at that point also repeat to another founder.
my entrepreneurship. When I first learned about entrepreneurship, my school, which is the Wharton School, taught me to think big. So first of all, think the biggest. Think the biggest first. So don't think too small. Try to think as far as you can on what you can reach.
Think big. It's indeed
Think big.
a very valuable advice. Correct. What is quite often given advice to founders that you don't agree with?
Oh, I don't agree with giving in, meaning that, Irene, make the money first. Make the money first. Try to do this way so that you make money first, and then you survive. Then you can, once you survive, then you think about the next step. Um, I don't agree. Although most of the people may think this is correct, but I do not agree, because to me, it to me maybe they are right that you can survive today, but I already can see even you survive today, you cannot survive tomorrow. The reason that I do not agree, because I can see two steps behind. Even you can survive today, by giving in, you cannot survive tomorrow, because you cannot think one step. To me, I think maybe five steps behind today's. So
Okay.
when I'm working, what I'm working today, I already have part of the strategy for the next five steps, and I have to prepare for what will the other people in the world react to my next five steps. So similar to how I play table tennis. Actually, I was a table tennis player and a coach before. So when you play table tennis, you have to prepare for how your opponent return your ball. You Before they return the ball, you already know there is only three possibility that the ball will land, and you prepare for that three spot. So meaning that you will not react when the ball comes to your table. You actually should prepare be when you play back the ball to the opponent. When you play back the ball, you already should anticipate how the ball will be returned.
That's also very great advice. Thank you very much for that. What's something that's not a secret, but most people don't know about you?
Oh, don't know about me. Actually, I'm a person who do not like to speak. So I I am a person who like to think and lock myself in a room and think. And then I am a person who like to watch the sky or the birds. I can just watch that for half an hour and let my mind rest while thinking something quite philosophical. So I'm such a kind of person, and that is why I am able to write my columns for 4.5 years and express deep inside my thoughts. So I enjoy writing and sharing my philosophy. However, because the life is too busy and running a startup is too busy, and I have to do my job, so I have to speak more and always have to give instruction and speak to others. So most of the people do not know actually I am a quiet person instead of a very uh, talkative and active person. So I appear as a very talkative, cheerful, active person, but I think deep inside I prefer to be working alone by myself and lock myself in a room.
Good traits for a trader, indeed. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Not at all.
Eh, if there's one thing you want people to take away from this talk, what is it?
Um, if you want to be an entrepreneur, think carefully because it is a very very tough path. So uh, although I always encourage people to try and be an entrepreneur, at the same time I would like to warn that if you want to be really successful, the effort that you paid is substantial, and you have to be prepared that you have a very tough mind. You have to have the endurance, and then at the same time you have to keep on learning and be prepared, to integrate with different partners. The lesson is I think it would be easier to keep on partnering with different startup and grow than if you keep on developing yourself organically.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Irene, for doing this interview.
Yeah. And to give back if you can, as an
And to
entrepreneur.
give back. Great. I want to thank you for your valuable insights and the sharing of your lessons learned in startups. For the listeners, although the rating system on podcasts is hideous, if you like this Mea Culpa series, you can rate this podcast with 5 stars as a motivation for the makers. Thank you for Copy Ventures for making this series possible. So thanks again, Irene, for being a guest.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
This is Jeffrey Brewer. Go out and build something meaningful.
Yes.